Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing just a few little easy things over here. We're going to finish pulling that radiator out and look at some other things in there. I want to move the car around before I put it up on jack stands. It's not in a very good spot. There's not much shade here. Preferably I'd like that spot back there behind us, but this one is pretty much just sitting out in the world here. So we get about 2 hours of shade per day on this spot. So we're just gonna work on a little bit here, get the truck up in the yard later, pull it around. All right, stay tuned. Well, how fun is this? All right, so apparently when I was in there last, we were trying to move this thing around in the yard and put it in neutral, and must have left the keys in the ignition because the old door is locked. They're all locked. The only key that I own for this car is in the ignition right now with a dead battery in the trunk. So fun. All right, well, that's how today's going. Okay, so I'm gonna try something. I got a few little items here. Got your T-bar to turn off water main, and a little slag hammer, tap hammer thing for when you're done welding. So basically the idea is I'm gonna try to get this down in there somewhere and work it this way. Once it's open enough, I'm gonna try to take that with the big T end. I'm gonna go in there and let's see if I can do this. I'll try to grab a hold of that, and you gotta pull it out. So you can't push it in, you gotta get something behind it and pull it out. Hence why I'm gonna use the T on that. So wish me luck, here we go. And there you have it, folks. It actually only took me about 5 minutes to do. It was a complete pain, but it's doable. I definitely did not use the proper tools for the job, but the job got done nonetheless. I also wouldn't have done it that way if I didn't care about just absolutely destroying this door. Let's see here if it'll focus. Anyway, there's lots of little dents, creases down through it now. Those are all from all that stuff. This over here I could just put a little bit of paint on. There's not actually that many creases on this side. There's one little in there. I don't think there's one up here, but again, no big deal. The doors from the other car are going to come over and go on it instead of these doors. Simple fact, the doors on my car are crank windows, so no electronic motors. This one has 2 bad motors in it, so it's doors can be expendable on here. Okay, so next up to bat here, pull the air box off. You got this little guy right here. Just unplug that. We can always save that sensor later. There is a hose clamp on the bottom of this, and it just wasn't even tight when I got it. Now, another interesting thing I just noticed, this is really hard, like fuel tubing, and it is creased. I'm sure you guys can see that. It is creased. There's no way air can flow through that, or oil escaping from the valve cover. So I don't know, maybe that had something to do with why this thing found its end. So anyway, pull up on that. This side over here, again, the air box, I think that was ripped off in the little backup incident that the chick had. So anyway, there's only 2 little plugs in the back here, and you should just be able to, yeah, pull it up and out of there. Let's see here. Pretty good, the shaky camera. All right, and boom, perfectly good air box. Definitely got some oil on the old intake tube there, and pretty sure that's mixed with some antifreeze. Yeah. We don't need this. We'll put that over there. We'll strip it down and see if anybody wants it later. All right, with that out of the way, it gives us a good look at our yeah, our side mount to the engine here. Everything else, your alternator, all that stuff, seems like there's no oil leaking on this side now. Maybe back here around the water pump, I think I see some leakage, but even that, we'll figure that out later. I'm not too worried about it. So I think next up we're just gonna start working on this radiator. Whoa, how'd we get here? So, basically what happened back there was the sun overheated the phone stopped recording. I was draining the fluids, I got the transmission fluid, the coolant, and the AC refrigerant all unhooked, so everything's draining out in the pans now. And but phone refused to film, so I had to take it inside and cool it down a little bit. After it's cooled down, then I came out to shoot this clip. I think we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna go grab some dinner, and we're gonna come back probably tomorrow and work on this some more. It's just so brutal. It's probably 100 degrees out here right now, and sorry, this boy ain't good with 100 degree heat anymore.